Boo! Today we're making this cute ghost. Hi, I'm Melanie from Balloon Artworks. Let's get started straight away. For this ghost, you're going to need two 11-inch balloons in white. You're going to need three 5-inch round balloons in white, and you're going to need two heart balloons, and you're also going to need a little piece of 260 and one or two bits of 260 or 160, just short pieces. So if you've got some remnants, that's perfect. Take your little piece of 260 scrap or remnant, tie a knot, and then tie another knot at exactly the same point, okay? Double knot of balloon, and we're just going to cut off either side of that little knot. So that's what you've got. So we call this a raisin. Put your raisin inside one of the 11-inch balloons and give it a shake so it goes through the neck and into the body of the balloon, okay? Inflate all the way and let a little bit of air out, just to soften. And then tie a knot. Okay, so you can hear your raisin wobbling around inside. Soften your balloon a little bit, just push the air towards the neck a little bit, just to give this a little bit more of a pointy shape. You'll see the raisin through the latex in the bottom of the balloon, and you just want to grasp hold of it. So with the balloon being quite well inflated, this does make it a little tricky, but there we've got it. Put a twist in the latex, and then take hold of that little piece of 160 or 260. I'm using a contrasting colour so you can see what I'm doing, but normally I would use white. So take hold of that and wrap it around that raisin a few times, 3 or 4 times. Keep hold of the raisin, and then with the ends of the 160, just tie a knot. Okay, a little bit tricky to do when you're still holding onto that raisin. Okay, so pull the ends tight together. Okay, and once you've tied one knot, keep the ends taut and then tie a second time. Okay, so that's what you've got. Inflate your next 11-inch round all the way. Let a little bit of air out just to soften. So you're looking for this kind of teardrop shape. We don't want anything that looks like a light bulb. So if you've got air that's bulging into the neck, it's bulging out here, that's probably a little bit too large. Just soften, okay? So the sizing of this design isn't critical, so don't worry too much about how much air you've put in. So take hold of the tails from this twisting balloon and tie on directly to the nozzle of the other 11-inch balloon. Okay, so that's what you've got. Next, take one of your 5-inch white balloons and inflate all the way. And this is what I mean by a light bulb shape. It's starting to bulge here. So I've inflated this too much, that's fine, because I wanted to inflate this fully to stretch out the latex. So we let out some of the air, quite a lot of the air actually. Okay, so you want something that will just kind of fit in the palm of your hand nicely, and then tie a knot. And with this balloon, we're going to split it in half. So just put your fingers either side of this knot and just twist. Okay, and then take that neck and nozzle and wrap it around a couple of times. Hang on to that in between your ring and little finger, and we're going to twist this into the neck here. So just position that and wrap it around the neck of your ghost. okay? It would mean such a lot to me if right now you would hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. And once you've watched this video, check out the description of this video because I leave a link to my other Halloween tutorials. I've got a whole host of Halloween tutorials, really great tutorials available on Vimeo. So I leave a link to where you can find those in the description. Go check that out once you've watched this video. Next, I'm using the Latex hand pump and I'm taking one of the hearts and I'm going to inflate it with 3 strokes. And I count the strokes like this. 1, 2, 3. So they're full strokes. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And take that off and tie. Okay? Let's take your next heart and inflate this with 4 strokes of the hand pump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? We can put a twist there before we tie, and I'll just show you the difference. Whoop. So you'll see the difference in size. I want to let a little bit of air out of this one. I still want this one to be quite a bit bigger, but I'm just going to let a little bit of air out so you can still see that it's bigger. And then tie a soft knot, and by that I mean don't pull the knot tightly, because what you want to do is just take hold of that knot and roll it along the neck towards the nozzle, okay? Which means that we can now do this, okay? And take hold of your balloon here and put a twist in the neck here, okay? Get hold of your other balloon. We want these hearts to be a similar size, so I can make a smaller bubble here because this is a little bit too small here. So I'm going to make a small bubble, just put a little twist there, compare those. I'm happy with that. And what I'm going to do now is pinch twist this. So you can take hold of this knot, you can roll it a little bit more if you can, bend that knot over into this section here, okay? And then keep hold of the knot and nozzle and twist that around, okay? And then you can let go and that's going to hold in place. Take your heart and take hold of that knot and nozzle and just wrap it into this here. Okay, so we're just going to wrap into that pinch twist there. And there we've got our little, cute little bow. Next, we're taking the 5-inch rounds and we're going to inflate again with the hand pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let go. Tie high on the neck, tie a soft knot, okay? And roll that knot along the neck. Okay, because we're going to do this. Okay, and do the same thing with the other balloon. You can now take hold of the 2 arms and tie them together, okay? So that's what you've got. Take the arms and we're just going to pass them over the top of these 2 bubbles. Okay, and that's what you've got at the moment. Take your bow and take a little piece of 160 or 260 and just wrap that into this pinch twist here. So just wrap it around a few times and that's going to hold in place. And then take hold of that little bit of 160, take hold of your ghost and we're going to pull that bow into the neck, into the back here and just wrap around a couple of times and then let go. Okay, so that's going to help hold the arms in position. And now we can draw the face. To draw the face, I'm using Sharpie pens. So I've got a fine point. I'm also going to use a brush tip. But if you haven't got a brush tip, they are difficult to get hold of here in the UK. If you don't have a brush tip, then a bullet tip or a chisel tip will do just as well. And I like to draw 2 ovals. Draw another one, but angled inwards. And it's very difficult to get these the same size, so don't worry if you don't manage it. So you can see that this eye is much bigger than this one. You could leave it like that. This is a ghost. It's not critical. So I'm going to try and enlarge the other eye. They're a little bit closer in size now. You're going to need to let the eyes dry. And whilst we're doing that, we can just draw the other parts of the face. So I like to do a big smile, and I like to have the smile kind of go to the far points of the eye. So if you kind of try and draw the smile in line here. And then 2 little cheeks. And just a little dash for the nose. Once the eyes have dried, I use an Edding 750 white paint pen to draw a couple of round dots in the eyes. Just eye highlights like that. To give my ghost some pink cheeks, I put some blusher on. So I tend to do it over this section here, just covering the part of the mouth on both sides, and I just work in a circular motion. And when you've done that, you may just need to touch up the mouth a little bit here with your fine point Sharpie. If you've enjoyed this video, I think you'll enjoy this one next.